Hey everyone. So let's talk for a minute about living in an RV full time with kids. That's what we do. We've been doing it now for almost the past 2 years, and we didn't choose this lifestyle to begin with at all. We did kind of liked it, and we are actually working on an exit strategy, which is common. But let's talk about it for a second for those that are wanting to get into it. I see people all the time on the Facebook groups asking for advice and different rigs and stuff, and I'm just going to give some of my basic tips if you're thinking about getting into an RV, living in it full time with kids. Number one, you need to go to a large RV show or a large RV dealership and work on figuring out what kind of floor plan works best for your family. Because what works great for one family may not work great for another one. Another big thing I'm seeing a lot of people try to do, and I'm sure it's an effort to save money, is look at very small rigs. And while I'm not going to say it's impossible, but if you've got, a couple of kids and two adults, and you're trying to live in a 20-foot RV with no slide outs, you're going to have a hard time. It's very small. Another important thing to keep in mind when you're looking at an RV of that size is your fridge is going to be very small, your kitchen is going to be very small. You're going to have a really hard time preparing food for everyone in your family. You're going to have a hard time shopping for food in everyone in your family. I mean, we have a larger RV fridge. It's like a mid-sized apartment fridge, but for an RV, it's pretty big. And honestly, we go to the grocery store all the time. We're going 2 or 3 times a week. We can't really stock up for a whole week, and we really can't stock up, for like multiple weeks. Like we would buy a bunch of meat. Sometimes like we do previously, we can't do that at all. So that's something you got to keep in mind when you're looking at an RV, is the storage situation and everything else. Another thing I really recommend people do when they're looking at getting the lifestyle and have the opportunity to is rent an RV for a week or a weekend and go to a campground and just try it out and see how well you guys like it. Even better if you can try to rent an RV that's a model that you're looking at potentially buying. All of that stuff will help with your RV journey. There's a lot of other things to keep in mind when you go on your RV journey, especially if you're coming from a renting environment versus an owning environment. You got to keep up with maintenance. There's repair costs and things like that you got to budget in. There's a lot to consider when you are looking at living in an RV full time. And we're going to be probably making a bunch of videos kind of talking about that, answering your questions. So if you got questions, please drop some comments. I'd love to help address them. If you're looking at moving into an RV full time, we got thrusted into it. We've made every mistake we could possibly make. This is actually, in the 2 years we've been living in an RV, this is technically our third RV. One of them we only had for a week. Another one we lost a whole bunch of money on because we thought we could buy an older RV and renovate it, and that was just a nightmare. And I'm sure we'll have stories about that and talking about why that may not be a good idea for you unless you're in very specific circumstances. But drop your questions. Love to help you out. If you're looking at getting to living in an RV full time, especially with kids, we would love to share our experiences with you, so hopefully you have a better experience. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe. We are trying to do a lot more YouTube videos and different things, and we hope to bring you guys some great content. So have a great week, and we will see you guys later.